In JC H2 Math, differentiation is one of the hardest topics, not because of the many laws that you have to memorize, but how to actually apply the law. That is where students actually get stuck. So over here I have a very classic ACJC question. And if we look at part A over here, y equals to x to the power of sine x, right? And if you're asked to differentiate this in exam conditions, many students will actually blank out because in order to differentiate this, there has to be one step done prior before you actually apply your differentiation laws. And many students do not know of this technique. So my whole aim over here is to post videos on this account every single day to teach you and break down the various techniques required that's not really taught in schools, neither it is taught in your own lecture notes, but rather it's done through experience. And just after doing many questions, then you'll know this type of techniques actually exist. So for today's technique is actually using logarithms to simplify the equation first before differentiating it. So over here we can see that this is in the power, and if we want to differentiate this, we would ideally do not want to have a power that contains x, right? So we can use logarithms to bring this forward because we can treat this like a power that's being brought forward like a coefficient. So on both sides over here, I'll actually ln both sides. So I'll put ln, and then here will be y, right? Ln y equals to ln, then over here will just be x sine x. And over here we can see that this sine x is being treated like a coefficient because we can bring this forward using the laws of logarithms. So over here we get ln y equals to sine x times ln x over here, right? So now we can differentiate both sides with respect to x to actually get the integral that we want. So differentiating this, right, what will we actually get? We get 1 over y dy dx, right? And then on the right hand side, we actually have a product law over here because this is u times v, right? So we get u v prime plus u prime v. So we'll get sine x times differentiate ln x, we get 1 over x, and then we get ln x, and then we differentiate sine x, we get cosine x over here. So to make dy dx a subject, I just need to multiply this over to the other side, and I'll get y times sine x times 1 over x plus ln x cosine x over here as the final answer. And then of course for y over here, you can replace it with the initial equation over here to get x sine x times sine x 1 over x plus ln x cosine x as the final answer to this whole question over here. So you can see that for the H2 math syllabus, a lot of the techniques that you need to know by the time you sit for your major exams are actually not taught or really covered in your lecture notes, right? It's only through experience, only through doing many questions that you realize that these techniques are actually so important, and they can only be gained through really just doing the question and having someone there to explain these techniques to you. So if you want my help this year to actually do well for H2 math, WhatsApp this number over here and I'll send you the details to my classes at my math tuition center, my physical center at Chinatown, or my online library where you can get video recordings and lessons to every single chapter that I've recorded for, all within the comfort of your home. So let's make sure you do well for H2 math this year. WhatsApp this number over here and I'll see you on WhatsApp.